The following is an exclusive presentation of the Carolina Panthers and the NFL.
Everybody here, we here for a reason. Yeah. We was all built for this. Yeah. We was all made for this. Leave it all out there.
Snowy Lambeau Field set the stage for an NFC matchup with Green Bay.
What a play by this Carolina defense. GERALD McCoy comes through and makes the play.
The Panthers battled the Packers and the Elements down to the final second.
Pass is caught for the first down. And there is hope and life for the Carolina Panthers.
And off the field, the Panthers get in the giving spirit with a local high school football team.
Press, feet. Good.
Man, this is so cool.
Let's go.
This plus much more. Get ready because the huddle breaks now.
This is the Carolina Panthers Television Network, and you've stepped into the huddle, the Panthers Huddle with Juan Rivera, and your host, Jacinda Jacobs, brought to you by Power Home Solar.
Welcome inside Panthers Huddle. I'm your host, Jacinda Jacobs. It seemed the stars aligned just perfectly for us, right? Historic Lambeau Field going up against a Hall of Fame quarterback. The snow crescendos down to the last second of the very last play, just inches from the end zone. We were missing just one thing, that Panthers victory. In this week's Bojangles Rewind, sometimes you just don't get the fairy tale ending you're hoping for.
Yeah. We was all built for this. Yeah. We was all made for this. Leave it all out there. Don't look at the film and say, I wish I would have. Give it everything you got. Everything you got. Let's go. Here we go. Win on three. 1, 2, 3.
Second and goal, the 2-yard line. Allen in the gun, McCaffrey to his right. Allen sprints right, throws right, and it is caught. Samuel right pile on for the touchdown.
Tough for the defense to cover when you've got speed like you have in Samuel.
Now Aaron Jones is back in there. He gets it. He carries it in for the touchdown. Nice answer by the Green Bay Packers.
The stage here at Lambeau Field does not seem too big for Kyle Allen, who fumbles the snap and tries to fall on it himself, getting the ball in between his two legs and failed to do it. Green Bay football.
Forget about it, move on, right? Just got to ride with it.
10-7 Panthers. Green Bay from point blank range. Jones again up the middle. No signal yet of a touchdown, and now they finally do. They say touchdown, and the Packers lead it.
Let's use each other. Let's use our tools, and let's keep the thing moving.
3rd down and 13. Rodgers from his end zone. Being pressured, throws short range incomplete. Right side and a flag down. Do not be roughing the passer.
Personal foul, roughing the passer. Defense, number 93.
You can tell that GERALD McCoy, he intentionally rolled so he wouldn't land on it. He did everything he possibly could. Boy, that is a killer call against the Carolina Panthers and could be game-changer.
Still some defense to play, though. Rodgers from the 1-yard line. It's Williams, gets hit right away. Knockback at the 5-yard line. He never had a prayer. He got stoned for a loss. And that takes us to halftime. Rodgers from his end zone, still looking, leans back, launches one down the far sideline, and it is complete to Adams. Oh my goodness, how did he get so open? He's out of bounds near midfield for the first down. Still can't get over the Green Bay off their own 9-yard line, hooking up with Adams. But the Panthers have to have short memories on it. Here's Aaron Jones up the middle, and he's open to the 10, the 5, and scores a touchdown.
Although the momentum is definitely leaning towards the Packers' way, there still is a lot of football left for the Panthers offense.
So true. This has been some drive from the 8-yard line, quieting this crowd in an 11-point game. Allen's a pass, but evaporates for him, but then he throws it into the end zone, and it's tipped and then intercepted.
Yeah, he'd like to have that one back. He was great in the pocket.
Forget about it, move on, right? Just learn from it, right?
Yep. 4th and 10, 56 seconds left, snowy Green Bay, 24-16 Packers. Allen uncorks one left side, and it is caught at the 14 by Moore, and he will have the first down with 8 seconds to go. 1st and goal from the 2, McCaffrey to Allen's right. Allen has the snap. Looking. Pumps. Now throws incomplete of McCaffrey with 4 seconds left. What looks to be the last play of the game. Panthers down 8. Kyle Allen claps his hands together. Hands to McCaffrey, who's hit right away. McCaffrey stretched out for the goal line. Close. Panthers think touchdown. No signal by the officials yet.
The previous play is under review.
The ruling on the field is that he was stopped short.
After reviewing the play, the rule on the field stands. On the goal line. This is the end of the game.
So the Panthers comeback, the dramatic comeback attempt, falls inches short here at Green Bay. With the final score from Lambeau Field, Green Bay, Wisconsin, Green Bay 24 and the Panthers 16.
Definitely a heartbreaker in Lambeau, but you know who isn't feeling sorry for us? The Atlanta Falcons. The Saints learned last week a record means absolutely nothing when you're going up against a division rival team. So the Panthers know they cannot take the Falcons team too lightly.
Atlanta's a heck of a team. I think they're a team which record isn't a definition of who they are. I mean, you saw what they did last week against one of the top teams in the league. They played a lot of really good teams close. So, they got great team speed on defense. 45 is one of the better players that, you see on tape. He's got great speed. They move well. They fly around. They play hard. They're physical. The safeties are both physical. Corners aren't afraid to tackle. D-line plays hard. So it's going to be a good test.
You first got to try to limit Julio. That's the go-to guy. We got to be able to get hands on him and try to eliminate him any way we can. So I figure that's the first step.
Atlanta has been struggling, and they, beat the team that's leading the division right now at home. That's a big confidence boost, so we know they got a lot of momentum going into this game, going into another hostile territory in the division, trying to do the same thing. We just got to make sure we don't allow them to do it.
Dirk Cutter knows us. We played against, I've played against him for a while, and we played Matt. Matt has played us, so this game's always fun, and we're looking forward to it.
We're just getting started on the huddle. When we come back, we go one-on-one with Coach Rivera. This exclusive presentation of the Carolina Panthers Television Network is brought to you by Power Home Solar and in part by Bank of America, official bank of the Carolina Panthers. Now, back to Panthers Huddle with Ron Rivera, brought to you by Power Home Solar.
The I-85 rivalry heats up this weekend as the Atlanta Falcons come to town. Now, this matchup has definitely produced some memorable games and plays. So, for our 25-year celebration, let's go back to 2012. This was Cam Newton's sophomore year where he kicks it into high gear against those Dirty Birds.
Murphy and Armani Edwards go to the right, and here's the read option. Newton keeps it himself, and it's wide open. 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 45, 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 10, 5, dives for the pylon. It's a touchdown. Cam Newton has taken it home.
All right, Cam, we see you. I know that was 7 years ago, but it feels like just yesterday. The Falcons don't have to worry about Cam this weekend, but I know they are prepping for CMC, Kyle Allen, and our fiery offense. The Falcons know just how important division games are, but so does head coach Ron Rivera as he sits down with Caroline Can.
Well, Coach, is it unique that you're going into week 11 and you have 4 division games left and 2 of those opponents you've never played? Is this a unique scenario for you and your team?
It is, especially this late. To a degree. We control our destiny. Everything's in our hands now because why? We're playing 4 divisional games. And if you win your division, you have to handle your division to win your division. Yeah. We've got 4. If we can win all 4, we put ourselves in great position. But the truth is, we've got to take it one at a time. We play Sunday, it's a divisional game.
Well, I know Atlanta has that same mindset, and they go to New Orleans, and I think everyone in the league was surprised by what happened. What started to click for Atlanta when you're watching that film?
Well, it's interesting because Atlanta did some good things, and not to take anything away from Atlanta, but also it was what New Orleans didn't do. You know, so again, when you play against a team like that, you've got to play your best. And when you're not at your best, you know, team's going to make plays, and Atlanta made plays. That's where you got to give them credit. They went out and did some good things, and they took advantage of things that New Orleans didn't do.
Are you driving that home to your team this week of don't play down to maybe what you think this Atlanta team is?
Without a doubt, because they've got too many good football players. I mean, if you really look at who they have, they've got a solid offensive line. They've got a dynamic receiver in Julio, so you can't sleep on those guys. And then they've got a quarterback who's as solid and steady as ever. Defensively, they got guys that attack the quarterback. They rush the passer very well. Their linebackers play downhill, and they've got good cover guys that understand coverage concepts.
What do you think is their bread and butter right now?
I think offensively right now, if they can run the ball and keep you off balance, I think they're very good with their play action. You know, I think Matt Ryan does a nice job of selling the run and then throwing the ball downfield.
Well, you mentioned that run game. They did that against New Orleans, and you've talked about this defense still working on stopping the run. How have those conversations gone this week, and do you feel like you're taking a good step?
I think so. I think we've taken a real positive step as far as our run defense. You know, and we work it every week, work it every day. And the hard part is, you know, you've got to be disciplined. You can't feel like you've got to do more than you're supposed to. Do your job, because we are a gap-controlled defense. And again, it is about the accountability of who's where they're supposed to be.
Where does that start, that accountability?
It starts up front. The D-line, more so than anything else, is guys that's got to understand that when they go to get doubled, they can't get forced out of their crease. And that's really one of the tough things for it, is because, again, you know, here's a guy, the 290-pound guy taking on 300-pounders trying to hold his point. And it's tough, because you're trying to split the double team, and at the same time, you're trying not to allow that guy to scoop underneath you and displace you.
Well, then let's go into the secondary. Corn Elder back with the team. Was that a depth move of something you think you need back there?
It's a depth move. We have a couple guys that have been nicked the last few weeks, and we went out and got who we feel is the guy that really understands and knows our system and is going to help us. So again, we brought that back knowing we needed a little bit more depth.
When you look back at the Green Bay game with Kyle Allen, I know a lot of people said that might have been his best performance. Did you think that?
I think it was one of his better performances. I don't know if it was his best, but most certainly one of his better. He was very solid, made good decisions, made quick decisions. You know, two turnovers, and that was it. I mean, he played about as good a game as he has played. You know, and we keep forgetting. Everybody keeps expecting this guy to continue to, you know, just keep winning, keep winning, keep winning. And you really have to take a step back and go, wow, this dude is 6-2 in 8 games. So let's all take a breath and let's just keep playing football.
Great. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Good luck this weekend.
Thanks, Caroline.
Thanks.
Still to come on the Huddle, Panthers legend Mike Tolbert sits down with Coach Rivera to break down the Falcons' pass rush. Closed captioning for the Panthers television network is provided by Charlotte Eye, Ear, Nose, and Throat Associates, helping you enjoy the sights and sounds of the NFL all season long. Now, back to Panthers Huddle with Ron Rivera, brought to you by Power Home Solar.
Going into last week, everyone was pretty much writing off the 1-7 Falcons. But something switched in the Superdome, and they beat down the 7-1 Saints. Not to mention the Falcons are also at the bottom of the league in sacks, but still got to Drew Brees 6 times. So Panthers legend Mike Tolbert and head coach Ron Rivera break down the Falcons' revived pass rush.
Coach, seems like it's been a minute since I've seen you.
Yeah, it has.
It's been since before the London game.
Yep.
Well, I'm back, you're back, let's get to it.
All right.
But this week we got a division rival coming off their best game of the season, you know, beating another division foe in the New Orleans Saints. They had 6 sacks on Sunday. So this is something that obviously we're gonna break down today, but Atlanta made plays. You gotta give them credit where credit's due. You know, a lot of their pressures came off of 4-man and 3-man fronts.
Absolutely, and what was interesting is if you watch some of the things that happened and you look at some of the things that Atlanta was doing with their coverage, you know, it forced the quarterback to hold the ball just enough so that now the pass rush could win.
So there is one play where there has to be some type of miscommunication by the offense.
Down here, you watch Teddy Ginn, who we know very well. Teddy looked like he was coming out the stock block as opposed to running a route. And I think Drew audible and was expecting Teddy to run the post right in behind. It was an 88 combination where he had 2 receivers both running post, one to clear out and the other one to come in behind. And what happens is because he's not there, Drew's got to eat the ball. It's a deep drop. See how he looks back towards where he's expecting Teddy to be on this side. And watch his eyes right there. See, there was no Teddy there.
There is plenty of opportunity for this Saints team to get ahead of the chains, but Atlanta kept making plays to get them behind the sticks, 3rd and long, and this is another example right here where they only rush 3 guys, but their coverage dictates what Drew Brees can do.
If you look at the spacing as far as their defensive players are concerned, and as they run these routes, look at their spacing. They got a corner in position, they got a linebacker in position, so now basically 2 guys covered 3 guys, and he had indecision. He was trying to pick up the first down. He really didn't want to have to dump the ball up. He was waiting for one of these guys to clear, and because he was waiting for that, he had to hold the ball, and the 3-man rush eventually got there.
So what's one thing that offensively that you can key on when you see 4 guys lined up or some type of game plan to where this team can't get to our quarterback with 4 rushers?
Well, one of the biggest things is understanding what they want to do in terms of their coverage first. Quarterback's got to get a good, clean read as to whether or not they're in single high and playing man coverage or single high and playing a 3 zone. So again, once he makes a determination, now he's got to get the ball out of his hands. And again, you're playing zone, deep drops, dump the ball quickly to your back. Let the ball in a very explosive player's hand and let him make plays. For us, that should be Christian McCaffrey. Turn, get the ball into his hands, get him to make somebody miss. Next thing you know, you got a 6, 7, 8 yard gain.
Right. One thing I think Kyle's been doing well, especially in the past 2 or 3 weeks, is making good decisions. He's been putting the ball on time, on target, and getting the ball out of his hands into his playmaker's hands.
Exactly, and again, if you can do that and get the defense to make a mistake, to miss a tackle or 2, what should be a 4 or 5 yard gain turns into an explosive play. And like you said earlier, not behind the chains.
Absolutely. Now, Coach, you know me, my birthday is next week. I just got one wish for my birthday.
I appreciate it.
I want to go 1-0 on Sunday.
Let's go 1-0 on Sunday. It's a good opportunity for us. It's a good football team coming in. They found a little bit of footing. They're going to play with some excitement. We've got to be good. We've got to come out and do our jobs, play to our abilities.
Well, there you go. Let's protect the bank.
All right.
Let's do it.
Coming up on The Huddle, watch as the Panthers show a local high school football team how to get their head into the game. This exclusive presentation of the Carolina Panthers Television Network is brought to you by Power Home Solar and in part by Bank of America, official bank of the Carolina Panthers.
For any player, the season can be long and grueling. From traveling, practice, lifting, and studying tape, the list goes on. But for our players, they're cool enough to still do a little walk and talk right after practice with Caroline Can.
Hey everybody, I'm Caroline Can. This is Christian McCaffrey, and thank you for joining us on what we branded as the cool down, but this might be like the Arctic cold.
It's a little colder than the cool down.
Yeah, we should have thought about this a little bit earlier, but we have to start this off with a conversation. I know you've heard, everyone's heard, there's been chance. This MVP conversation, I think we both know who should get it. Colin Jones.
Yeah, Colin Jones. I'd say so. That's probably fair. The way he runs the ball, physical, sees the whole field. It's something to definitely to applaud.
All right, well, we might win the MVP award then for the league, but it is a conversation that I think normally when guys are in that conversation, it kind of juices them up a little bit. Are you uncomfortable with this?
I mean, it's not uncomfortable. I just think, they don't really give out awards mid-season, and that's something that, frankly, I'm just not focused on right now. We want to win games. I think everybody on the team wants to win games.
Well, I know throughout your career you've always been in these big conversations. But really, what would it be to get one of these? Get the Pro Bowl nod or the MVP?
Obviously, if I, get some of these awards or whatever it may be, I'll definitely be excited. So yeah.
Your game has evolved just a little bit from that time, but what has also evolved over your years of being in the NFL is your style.
I just started to increase my wardrobe and had a couple people call me out for being a little sloppy on game day and took that to heart. So, I mean, I enjoy it. I think it's cool. You can make it your own style. So yeah, it's fun.
Thanks, Caroline. In this week's Co-Community Spotlight, the Carolina Panthers are giving local high school football programs the opportunity to wear it like a pro, outfitting teams with Riddell helmets, just like the Panthers wear on the field.
My name is Efe Obada. I'm the defensive end for the Carolina Panthers, and I'm here to congratulate you guys because you have won Wear It Like a Pro. You won 24 helmets from Panthers and also from the Blue Shield and Blue Cross.
Press, feet. Good. Yep.
It's very important. It's very important for fans, family members, the community to support, rising stars, as I refer to them, and it increases their confidence. It gives them a sense of purpose, and then also, brings communities together, brings people together, and it teaches these kids a lot of things that, certain things you can't get in life.
Press. Press.
It is a business even from this level all the way up, but it's mostly about relationships. It's about things that are going to last, stand the test of time, memories you make, and that's going to be a great memory for these young men that he was here at practice and working with them. They'll carry with them forever.
We've run out of time this week. On behalf of Coach, Mike, Caroline, and the entire Huddle team, thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you right back here next week on Inside Panthers Huddle.
You've been watching the Panthers Huddle, a copyrighted presentation of the Carolina Panthers and the NFL.